What else do you want to talk about, Michael?
I actually am fine with like why game journalism sucks. What do you guys think? I mean,
No,
what do you
no.
think?
No,
Oh,
I don't
love talking about
agree with
that.
that at all.
No, I do not. I'm not saying giant bomb. It's like there's obviously something. Some places stand out, but I mean, it's getting so
Someone needs to say it.
boring. Isn't it boring? It's the same shit everywhere.
What would you like to see, Michael? What would you like to see out of your game?
You know what I actually would love to see, and I know you guys are going to hate this, but it's like if you think about the movie industry and you think about like how we have People magazine, right? And it's like we don't care what movies are in. We're like finding out that George Clooney gives back, or you know, Angelina Jolie adopts kids and shit. You guys don't even know who the developers are. Like you do, you know their names. You don't know anything about them. I'd like to see game journalism like talk about these people and what is it about these people that makes them so cool?
Right.
Wait,
Makes
are
them
you
so
saying that
talented?
games journalism sucks because it's not enough like People magazine?
No, well, you know what? I'm saying that if you migrated
Like,
that way,
the games industry needs a Brangelina? Is that what we're missing?
I am saying that. I think
Games developers, they're just like us.
No, I think-
they
you know
go
what?
shopping.
I think that's true, though. I think if you guys, I am saying that.
Who has the 10 worst developer beach bodies?
You know what bothers me?
By the way, I can tell you.
This is why we're out of a job.
I can tell
I
you
know
exactly.
you're
Yeah,
not
they're all the worst. Is the fact?
No, I'm thinking that, like, you know, like Halo Reach coming out in a week or two. Pete Parsons, you know, Harold Ryan could walk down the street unmolested. I think that's wrong. I think that's totally wrong.
He's probably okay with that, Michael.
Like, dude, I have people come up to me and ask for autographs. I'm like, people don't know who Pete Parsons is, and that's just wrong. I create nothing. I have zero value to society. And those guys are freaking talented stars, and they just, like, I was just at a restaurant, I was with the Bethesda guys. People don't even know who they are. It's like, that's wrong.
Well, to be fair, these guys.
They don't know who Gary Whitta is.
There's not anyone, unlike the movie industry or the TV industry, where People magazine makes its money. There's not really anyone, you know, in front of the camera. These guys are all behind the scenes. I mean, and to be fair, I pride myself on the fact that during PC Gaming, you know, we made a real effort to try and make celebrities out of developers and bring them to the forefront. Like we did a game, like about 10 years ago, we did an issue that was called Game Gods, and it was like the 25.
Yeah, you had the Ion Storm.
Yeah, it was
guys on
meant
there,
to be
though.
kind of like the
So
Vanity
that was kind
Fair.
of a whiff.
What's
Yeah.
that?
That was kind of a whiff, though, don't you think?
How so?
You had, like, what was her name from Ion Storm? You know, John Romero's girlfriend.
No, that was Rob Smith after me. I had the legit ones.
Oh, you had the good one.
No, we had like Carmack and Sid Meier and those
You're
guys.
right.
We had the legit ones, and then afterwards they tried to do like the next generation. It was like Stevie Case and Cliffy, who fair enough. He was legit. Yeah, what's he been doing lately?
Yeah.
But we tried to make celebrities out of these guys. But at the end of the day, you know, the guys who are, with the possible exception of, you know, like Cliffy and a couple of others who love the camera and, you know, love being that celebrity element, like Carmack and Sid and those guys, they're not crazy about it. Like Warren Spector, who gave the keynote here. I mean, I'll tell you a great story about Warren. We wanted him to be one of the 25 guys, and he was one of the linchpin guys where we kind of felt like, if he's not on the list, people are going to know, and the list's not going to have any credibility. Like if we're going to say the 25, you know, most genius people in PC gaming, Warren's got to be on that list. If he's not there, people are going to know. And he was the hardest one to get. He took the most convincing. Everyone else signed right up. And Warren said he was really uncomfortable doing it. He said, I don't feel comfortable getting in front of the camera and making it about me, because games are a team collaborative effort. And I said, but Warren, you got to do it. And he said, I'll do it under one condition. He said, I'll come and I'll mug for the camera and do your whole celebrity thing, but you got to let me write a sidebar about how games are not just about the individual. It's really about the teams that make the games. And so we gave him that little sidebar, and I thought that was entirely to his credit that he insisted on making it about teams and not just the personalities.
And I think that's the bigger point, Michael, of why we don't see that stuff, because it's really the studios themselves who kind of control that kind of coverage. I mean, all of the sites and magazines are sort of beholden to the publishers to give them that kind of access. And in general, they don't want to make stars. There's some exceptions, but most of them don't want to make stars out of these guys when you're talking about 60, 70, 100 people who are all working hard on a particular game. In addition, even if they did, what they really want is they want the coverage that they want, which is usually about a specific beat that they're trying to push, like, you know, July, we're talking about the plasma gun, you know, so, and that's what every website and magazine has to go out and here, today's our plasma gun article, because they said we can do one.
And that's why I'm saying I think game journalism has gotten boring, because you can get the same information everywhere, and there are very few sites, certainly no print, where you get any real personality.
I think what it's missing is
stuff like Giant Bomb. I mean,
when you think about journalism, I mean, the reality is, even during my tenure, I mean, this has not really changed. Games magazines have always really just been kind of glorified catalogs for what's coming out. And there's not really, I mean, there is some, but it's few and far between what you really think of like investigative journalism. Like, where's the really great behind-the-scenes story that gets to the bottom of why Duke Nukem took 13 years to make? Like, I would love to read that story, but no one's writing it. I think that is the kind of thing that's missing from games, like what you think of as real, investigative journalism.
And I mean, I think, I don't know if you didn't go to DICE, but Matthias Milrin from Remedy was up talking about Alan Wake and why it takes 6 years to make a game. And he put up a graph and he said, it takes 2 years to get the game where you can play something. And he goes, that would get about a 75, game review score. And if you spend another 2 years, you get up to maybe 85. And if you spend another 2 years, maybe you get to 90. And his point was, we will never finish a game. We'll never finish any game because we can always make it just a little bit better as long as we don't run out of money. And I think that's really the story behind Duke Nukem, that those guys made it and made it and made it till they ran out of money because they just kept trying to make it
I don't think
better.
they were making it.
Well, they were.
I think they were fucking around in their office.
All right, gents, let's get some closing thoughts.
You have no
Yeah.
you have no sound.
Actually, I wanted to just tell one quick story that happened today at PAX about aging in this industry. And
A subject which we both know something about.
so much about. I went to see Killzone 3 today, basically because Gary had tweeted about 3D and how awesome it was, and I had been sort of down on it. So I wanted to go try it, and actually I thought Killzone in 3D did look pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was my experience, running a magazine for years, and I'm used to cutting in line and all that stuff and having access. And I went up to the Sony booth, and the guy there had no idea who I was, and that was cool. But what I realized was he was uncomfortable because I was so old. And he actually was looking at me like, is this old dude in the right line? Sir, the refreshments are over there.
This is why I wear flip-flops. Keep you young.
Right. So he actually asked me if I was here for Killzone, and I was like, yeah. Big Killzone sign right there.
You need a bandana or something. You're going
Right,
to de-aging.
Well, and as he walked me to the to where the monitor was, he was holding my arm.
Oh man.
I'm not 90. Anyway, that's my story.
I am 90, and I'm just going to tell you, keep playing games because it'll keep you young. It's a great activity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks to Ryan and the whole gang for letting us.
Let's give it up for Gary, Jeff, and Michael once again. Thank you guys so much. We are so fucked for the rest of this panel. I had some other stuff we were going to try to do, but that was so awesome I didn't want to cut it off.
Oh, dude.
Thoughts?
Look what I got.
Oh, you got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Pactor head. Make a voodoo doll out of it.
Yeah.
Just need some of his hair, right?
I think it's really interesting to talk about, celebrities in, the game development. And one of the other things is, when a company has a guy that breaks out and becomes a celebrity, he is then worth that much more money and then is that much more likely to go somewhere else. All kinds of weird stuff can happen. So in some cases, some companies try to keep a secret who's really making this stuff, and that's crazy. But, when we started Giant Bomb, we actually thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could do some of that style of coverage and kind of shine a light on people that are out there making games, they're leading these interesting lives and doing that sort of stuff. And you just can't get that level of access unless it's attached to the Plasma Gun article and that sort of stuff. So we just kind of went about creating our own celebrities in some sense, and just kind of finding cool people that would be down with us and are down for some crazy shit, like Adam Boyes over there, who's over there looking at his phone.
Adam Boyes.
Yeah.
The world's most dangerous Canadian.
That's right. Bret Hart got nothing on you. And Johnny, it's been good to, because those guys have shipped products. They have put games on shelves, and they understand the what you have to go through to do that, and as it turns out, it's fucking impossible. Like
It's incredible. Anything gets made. The stories.
yeah, that's you hear people say that again and again, and it's really true. Like it's amazing that any game ever comes out ever, because there are just so many things lined up to prevent it from happening. I guess it's too bad that some of them are terrible.
Well, I think now is the time that we shift to a little Q&A.
Yeah.
A little live. What do we call them, Brad?
Emails.
That's right.
So so just get on your phone and send email right now. No.
Send us an email. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address, but we're not going to be reading any of those emails. We're going to be forming a little line here in the center aisle. If you would like to participate in a little question and answer, you see the enforcer there in the blue shirt. He's got a microphone. Go tackle him.
And while everybody's getting up, forming a line, going back to the difference between a few people doing stuff and a big team doing stuff, I'd like to give it up for Drew Scanlon over there, working the camera.
Look at this guy. Madman.
And before we get going here, I just got this text message from Johnny, and he says, you need to mail the announcement about our playoff immediately. I think he means make, but typing is not one of his strong suits. So he and I are going to play, we're going to find a blitz machine somewhere in this town, an NFL blitz machine, and play it. Okay, good.
We are going to GameWorks after this panel. We're going to go to GameWorks after
this, and he and I are going to play blitz, $100, winner take all, money goes to Child's Play. We're doing it. And I'm going to whip his fucking ass. All right. Our first email comes from the guy with the microphone.
It's on? Okay. You guys were just talking about when you started, what you trying to do celebrity stuff. You guys have all been smaller cogs in bigger publications and stuff like that. What's been kind of the craziest, hardest, best part about being a small operation that you're running yourselves essentially, and you decide what's going on, what kind of content you're doing, the difficulties that come with that? General comments.
Well, I think that for me, it's turning stuff down. Like as weird as that sounds, there are a lot of companies that kind of come to us with the plasma gun article of the month and that sort of stuff, and we're able to take a pass on that under the guise of like, dude, there are 5 of us. We can't cover your game 40 times. It's just not effective. There are other games we need to get out there and cover. And then I think the hardest part is then striking that balance of, we just turned down your weird preview event, but please invite us to the next one because we might want to write about it later.
I think it's both sides of like so much more freedom to kind of make those choices, but then also the like so much more accountability for that stuff of like, there's not a big organization to hold back on and say, oh, it's because of that. It's like, no, it's because of me. So
it's because we didn't want to see that game again. It's because we knew that Mafia 2 wasn't going to break even about 6 months ago.
Oh, Mafia. That about do it for you?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Next email comes in from, what's your name, dude?
Hey guys, I'm Russell.
Hey Russell, how's it going?
Good. So I think you might have answered my first question. Is there a Giant Bomb after party?
Yeah, we're hitting GameWorks right after this, and then we'll figure out where we need to go from there. There's a billion bars in downtown Seattle, but there's also, it seems like, about a billion parties. So we'll get in where we can fit in. But GameWorks after the panel, we will be there.
Right on. So I know Jeff loves Borderlands, and this Duke Nukem business has me a little worried that we might have to wait that much longer, or until infinity, for Borderlands 2. What do you guys think?
I guess we'll find out tomorrow, right? We talk to Randy.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Randy Pitchford tomorrow. Kind of, we'll definitely ask him about kind of what impact this has on the team. But as I understand it, there are a lot of dudes working for Gearbox, so I think they're probably capable of making another Borderlands while they're making a Duke Nukem Forever, if that's what they wanted to do. I'd rather they take their time with it and do something grand. You know, I mean, they're still putting out one more DLC for that, and that's for the first game, and that's crazy. So, yeah, they should make another one of those. But
hardline position there, Jeff.
Weekly break music, please.
Next question, sir.
Hey, my name is Eric Fong. Jeff apparently is really good at Blitz.
Yes.
Brad is apparently very good at StarCraft. You guys kind of play a lot of games, but I think Jeff sort of specializes in like Super Blitz. Brad right now is StarCraft. I'm curious, Ryan and Vinny, what do you guys like to play repeatedly? If you guys play any games repeatedly, and Brad and Jeff, how far do you guys plan on going with the games that you do really like and go back to over and over and over again?
For me, I've never been much of a competitive gamer. The games that I play tend to be, more single-player experiences. So I don't know. It's not a format that necessarily lends itself to that kind of repeat play, like an MK or a StarCraft or Blitz or something like that. So I think that's part of the thing for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't really get really down and dirty in multiplayer competitive games. I like multiplayer co-op stuff. And I really like narrative-focused games. I like adventure games and games with a strong story and stuff like that. So I can get behind role-playing games and adventure games for a real long time. But when it comes to competitive multiplayer stuff, I don't know. I just don't have that drive to spend all that time and then just get beaten over and over and over and over again.
So basically you're saying you guys are soft.
I'm saying I suck. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to dump our books now? Tough guy?
Yeah. I'll push you into the lockers and mess your hair up.
All right, well, I'll just play some Ask a Sleepy Guy tonight. You guys have no idea what we're talking about. Don't worry about that.
That is the footage that needs to get out. That is like some of the last GameSpot footage I'm holding on to. Have it? Oh yeah, dude. I have all that. We
Ask a Sleepy Guy is the best game ever invented.
And
I'm great at it.
We got keys to people's rooms at E3, which, everyone's like working fucking 20-hour days. So what better thing to do than to sneak into their room, turn on the lights with a camera in their face and say, like, top 10 Honda Accord aftermarket parts, go.
3 in the morning.
It's just like people, like, some of them are still drunk. Some of them have, like, just gotten to sleep and haven't really slept well in, like, 4 days. And
Top 10 Oakland A's. Go!
Carney Lansford, 10 times.
Is that about to answer your question, sir?
Yeah, I guess sort of the follow-up maybe is like any games you guys return to, kind of like, some people have their yearly, like, I go play through Final Fantasy III, once a year just to make sure that I keep playing it. Or, there are some other games I can think of a few.
Yeah, anything like that for you guys?
I find like when a new game comes out in a series, like when StarCraft 2 came out, I wound up playing through all of StarCraft and Brood War up to StarCraft 2. When Mass Effect 2 came out, I played through Mass Effect again. Like when there's narrative and story involved, I like to refresh, and I don't know why. I don't know. Again, I'm an idiot. I've heard there's this thing called Wikipedia that Brad keeps telling me about.
It's like a database for video games?
Yeah.
Who the fuck would do that?
I have no idea.
It's crazy.
Brad, any
I'm still
games?
chasing that last fucking achievement in Geometry Wars.
Oh, that's right.
That's about it.
I used to play Target Earth for the Genesis on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah. Streets of Rage 2, Super Mario Brothers 3. I'll go back to on a semi-regular and jump around Karibo's shoe, shoot rockets at bad guys, stuff like that.
All right.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Next question.
Hi, my name is Kier Myron, and I first wanted to say that I was the guy that sent you that indie game and the Pakistani Pop mailbag back around Valentine's Day this year. I don't know if you guys remember it. It was very weird.
It's all kind of a blur at this point.
If you say so, dude. I'm sorry. I feel really, really bad about this.
Wait, I couldn't hear it. What'd you send?
I sent an indie game. Like I sent this Xbox box that I kind of made my own box art for Xbox Live indie game I made. You guys were completely baffled.
Yes,
I put nothing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I put nothing on the back, and I gave some chocolates, and it was in duct tape. And you guys were saying Canadian Twine was your favorite.
How did that do for you, sales-wise?
Like most Xbox Live indie games, horribly. Luckily, I'm professionally employed now, so that's working out. But
congratulations!
My question is for PAX. What's your guys' kind of goal? Is it to see stuff that you saw before that you were a little iffy on? Is it to see stuff you didn't see at other shows, or is it just to kind of have fun?
It's this.
It's just this.
It's mostly this.
Yeah. It's pretty much.
It's you guys. Like seriously, like PAX is not about coverage. It's not about like seeing the latest builds of games because that's really not generally what what's at PAX. It's to come and kick it with you guys, and to this is a feel-good event for us. This is like it's low stress, low impact. It's like come up here, fuck around on stage for a bit, get to talk to you guys, see some cool indie games, and that's pretty much
Tell Drew to hold the camera for an hour and a half while we sit down.
Yeah, casual stuff that we would do anyway.
Yeah, I think any
no, totally.
additions to that?
That's exactly right. What Ryan said is it's great to come out here and see all the people that make Giant Bomb possible on the other end of it. So, glad to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael. What's up?
Yeah, I really enjoy the video content on Giant Bomb.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinny.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
Particularly, I enjoy the background music for interviews, and that's why I'd like to ask, have you ever thought about releasing a Giant Bomb original soundtrack?
I guess it's an idea that has been brought up a few times. We do get a lot of requests for the music, but
some of it is not ours to give out.
Yeah, I mean,
we own all of it.
Realistically, the music comes from a lot of different sources, all legit and all legal.
Yeah, we're not stealing anything.
But we don't have all the rights to republish that and make money from that in that kind of way. But we do have some original stuff, and I don't know. There's a lot of Jeff's music on there, so
yeah. Some of the stuff that I've written is there, and that you can download that at midnightbrand.com if you want that. So that's. Yeah,
but Phil Reno responsible for 100% of the music in the Bombcast itself,
right?
And Phil's a damn genius. Also
the
responsible
Wonderful Universe of Tang.
Yeah, Wonderful Universe of This Ain't No Game. He did the opening theme for that with some secret assistance. And
right, yeah,
yep. That
which is a great opening, one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't think we can package a lot of that stuff up and sell it. That's illegal.
Just go rip it out of the Bombcast. I mean, I don't care that much. It's there, and you just go steal the break music and make it your ringtone. Whatever.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Rudy from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
The Lou.
Are you Nelly?
Do you know Nelly?
I hung out with Nelly
Country
like
grammar.
yesterday. Yeah, we're no.
That arch. What else?
I got secrets can't leave Cancun.
I'm sorry, what is your question, sir?
Earlier, I was in the free play gaming area. I don't know if you guys know about it, but you essentially just run games and play them. I was talking to a guy that works there, and he was saying that they basically published the top 10 list of games being played there. Earlier, they were using a game to test the 360 consoles, a game called 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
What is that?
Yeah. It's this game by THQ.
All right.
Okay. That essentially bumped it up into the top 10 list, and people saw that and wanted to try it out.
This is great news.
It persistently kept it going. It persistently kept it in the top 10 for a good chunk of the day. I just want to ask, how does that make you feel?
Well, as the developers of 50 Cent Blood on the Sand,
yeah, we're just happy that people are enjoying what we created. It's our love letter to the community and to the G Unit, of course,
and our hate letter to fucking helicopters.
Yeah, it's our hate letter to helicopters
and hitting big ass rams.
That's right. Racist helicopters shot out of the sky.
Why would they hate on Tony Yayo like that?
50. He's the top of 50. 50. Coming to get you. 50. We just like the sound of our voices amplified. That's really all this is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next question.
All right, Jared Johnston with that videogameblog.com. I have a question that only you four can answer.
Uh-oh.
Bloodsport or kickboxer?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
I'll go with Bloodsport as well.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Was that, wait, hold on. Was that the right answer?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking A. Fucking kickboxer, come on.
Hey,
you're not a kickboxer fan, are you? Is that what this is now?
Now I am.
Shit. Uh-oh.
I'm Sean.
Hey, Sean, what's up?
Just wanted to point out, have you guys noticed that spider that was up there?
Oh, God. Damn it. I only watched it crawl into Ryan's ear, then I lost track of it. So.
You know what? Now I do want to fight you. Yeah. This is going to work out. I'm pretty happy about this now.
I am an avid hater of spiders as well. Can fight together. I just have one question. This is my first PAX, and I didn't know that there was such a big presence for tabletop gaming. I am a DM for my tabletop game as well, and I was wondering if you guys do, or will play any tabletop games on a regular basis.
Do they have chutes and ladders over there?
I'm more of a Pop-O-Matic Trouble guy myself.
You're Pop-O-Matic Trouble?
Pop-O-Matic
That's cool, because it's harder
like
to
the sound, like the feel it makes.
But you guys don't play right. When I DM your Pop-O-Matic Trouble games, like you guys you don't get into it. You really.
My DM screen has the sickest Dawkins sticker on it, bro.
When I play, I am the red peg. Okay.
What is your tabletop game that you DM?
3.5 D&D.
Okay.
There was talk about getting a 4.0 game running in the office in September that I have no interest in playing, but someone will play it.
It's daunting. Like, it's something that's kind of always been in my peripheral, like the tabletop games and the D&D type stuff.
The one time I played D&D, I was in high school, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I was good friends with the guy who wanted to run the game, and I was like, okay, fine. I've read the books and stuff. I've read the Monster Manual. I know what this is about. And then I got there, and people were just too. One girl brought a whole loaf of French bread, and she just sat there and ate it while the whole time. And I decided right then and there that Dungeons and Dragons was not for me.
You got a carbo load before you D&D, man.
It's true. I actually tried to play Car Wars for a little while. But,
I will say I've been known to enjoy some Catan, some Settlers every once in a while. So something lighter like that. I think it's something that's closer resembling a shoots and ladder. Sorry, something like that our simple minds can wrap themselves around. It's a little more accessible.
I'll play anything. Let's do it. Get me in.
If anyone's in my Doctor Who tabletop game.
We've been making our character sheets over here the whole night. This is not a giant penis.
That's a picture of a penis. I'm not joking. It's right there.
I think Pactor drew that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Mark from Seattle.
Rob, how's it going?
Seattle!
Mark.
From Seattle!
But Seattle.
Before I get to my question, I just really needed to know, Duke Nukem getting oral action from 2 women?
He has 2 penises.
Okay.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
It works really well with the boss monster that has 3 tits.
This panel is over.
What?
Okay, so my actual question is kind of like a defending your game question. I was wondering, what are some of the games that you really enjoy that weren't necessarily critically or commercially well received?
State of Emergency.
Oh yeah, State of Emergency. I remember that. We were so stoked about that game.
Yeah, State of Emergency.
I think I don't hate brute force as much as everybody else does in the world. I know. That was a question.
Yeah, it was a question. All right.
I get Metroid Other M, apparently.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hey,
Look at this gentleman in this dapper ass hoodie. Oh yeah, show it off.
Rep and hard.
That's nice.
Clint, giant bomb user named Clint. My friend Mark and I were actually talking, and we were kind of going, well, there are a lot of games coming out, high-profile games coming out for the rest of the year, but none that we're really necessarily at all that excited about. So I kind of wanted to see, mid-year checkpoint, each one of you, what's the one game for the rest of 2010 that you're most interested in?
Oh, man.
The thing that I keep finding myself surprisingly excited about is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I think that game looks like, I saw it at E3. Like the multiplayer in that game looks sick as hell. Like
it's
that
fun.
stuff.
The multiplayer's fun.
That stuff works way better than you think that it would, and that's not. I'm not trying to faint praise here. Like it's actually very awesome, and I believe they have something playable of that here at PAX.
Yeah, it's here.
So I highly recommend you check that out. And Dance Central, because
he stole my answer.
Was that yours? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I would totally need to see a release. I can never remember what's coming out this year, and that's next year.
It feels like it all slipped to next year.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing, right? Like that happened last year too. It was like becoming a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Not all of it, obviously, Johnny.
I want to say that's the thing that I think is radical is not every goddamn game coming out in November. Actually having some games spread out through the year. Like, everyone's talking about, like, oh, 2010 sucks, but no, you just forgot that the first half of the year was full of awesome games, which it,
When's
often
Tron
is not.
coming out?
Yeah, when's...
All right, Tron.
December 7th, never forget.
Is Jeff Bridges going to be in it?
Now you're in trouble, Johnny.
Yeah, that's right, Gran Turismo, because I want to see somebody lose a bet.
Brad?
Bradley?
Oh, StarCraft. Yeah, I'm not trying to be cute. I'm just,
You'll be playing that for the rest of the year anyway?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to... You kind of feel like a chump when you fall for the peripheral game, but I very much want to play a lot of Dance Central. Like, it's
That's fair.
And I think that's like maybe there's just some kind of weird offshoot because we have a platform to look like assholes. So games like that are perfect.
Oh yeah, that's really been like the best thing about all these motion control stuff, all the connect and move stuff, is just so many more opportunities for us to be jackasses on camera. So
yep, it's pretty much what drives us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we've only got a couple minutes left, so let's see if we can crank through a few more questions.
Remove all vowels from future questions, please.
Hey guys, my name's Brent.
All right, about like six and a half.
Hey, so after the epic sagas that were Persona 4 and Deadly Premonition and the lesser-known Bad Dudes endurance runs, I was wondering if you wanted to announce here at PAX Endurance Run 4.
No. No, really.
Nope. We're not talking about that right now.
Really focusing on the panel
We're
right
talking
now.
about the multiplayer.
Just wait till Space World. We'll have some exciting announcements.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
Hey guys, my name's Mishaw, username ShadowScale11 on GiantBomb.com.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Great. Hey, I'm just wondering, after the recent review of Kane and Lynch 2 and everything that's happened from fall to eventual rise back to gaming gods on Giant Bomb, how do you how did you bring it, have it within yourselves to give the game a fair shake with the review instead of just like saying 1.0 abysmal piece of crap?
It's what we do.
There's nothing personal about it. It's a game, and it's I don't hold anything. I don't hold anything against the IO guys for that stuff. I don't know, Jeff. Maybe you feel differently, but
I'm trying to go through my head and see what I can say.
Okay.
But you can say anything.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's and also honestly, I was fucking stoked for Kane and Lynch 2. The stuff they were showing off on that game. The first Kane and Lynch should have been awesome. There were great ideas in that game, and it had a great tone and a great feel. And I love just some gritty ass criminal action. It looked like that's what they were going to deliver, and it didn't come together. And I kind of felt the same way about the second one. Of
If
being
anything
excited
happened
for that.
with the first Kane and Lynch game, which I wouldn't know if it did or not, the people at IO would have nothing to do with it. So to lash out against something that may or may not have happened would be totally fucked. So,
and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to bring an end to this panel. Thanks, everyone, for your questions, and I just want to thank the audience here for showing up.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out,
everybody.